I am a married man.
Forget about your wife, Frank. I mean, you may be hers in the evening, but you're my boy from 9 to 5. Here, I wanted to show you what I got for you. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it's pretty. It's very pretty, but you shouldn't be buying gifts for me, Mrs. Rhodes.
Okay, let me put it on you here. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
Oh, I love your hair. It's so sexy. Why don't we go over on the couch and I'll go lock the door?
Mrs. Rhodes.
Oh, let's be friendly, Frank. I mean, you got to be a little more cooperative if you want to keep this job.
Mrs. Rhodes.
In 1980, a cheeky little workplace comedy snuck into theaters and blew the roof off the box office. It had everything. 3 powerhouse women, a sleazy boss worth fantasizing revenge on, and a theme song that still slaps today. But buried beneath the office antics and feminist satire was one moment that truly stunned the cast, when Dolly Parton, the newest face on set, revealed a secret that even Jane Fonda didn't see coming. The movie was 9 to 5, and it brought together Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton in a trio that nobody knew they needed. But once they saw it, they couldn't imagine life without. Directed by Colin Higgins, the film was a razor-sharp satire of corporate America, told through a feminist lens that was both timely and timeless. The story was born from Fonda's real-life activism. She'd heard about a group in Boston called 9 to 5, a grassroots organization of working women advocating for better conditions, and knew immediately it had the bones of a film. At first, 9 to 5 was imagined as a drama, a serious look at workplace inequality and the struggles of women in corporate jobs. But every time they tried to make it that way, it came off too heavy-handed. Fonda, who had a knack for understanding audiences, realized it needed a comedic twist to reach people's hearts and their funny bones. With Bruce Gilbert producing and Patricia Resnick penning the script, they pivoted into comedy, leaning on the tropes of 1940s screwball comedies with modern sensibilities. Casting became a crucial part of the alchemy. Jane Fonda was already committed. After all, it was her production. But the other roles were open. Resnick wrote the part of Violet with Lily Tomlin in mind and envisioned country icon Dolly Parton as Dora Lee, but both were long shots. Just in case, they brainstormed backups, Carol Burnett for Violet and Anne Margaret for Dora Lee. But the dream cast came through. Tomlin, however, didn't say yes right away. She was buried in work, filming The Incredible Shrinking Woman, and felt overwhelmed. It was her partner who stepped in and said, "You'll regret it forever if you pass." That nudge turned into a decision that changed her life and brought her into a lifelong friendship with Jane Fonda. Dolly, on the other hand, was a wild card. She had never acted in a film before and didn't know what to expect. She accepted the role with one major condition. She had to write and perform the theme song. The producers agreed and Dolly got to work. What she delivered was more than anyone imagined. Using her fingernails to tap out a rhythm that mimicked a typewriter, she wrote the iconic 9 to 5 anthem. She played it a cappella on set using her nails as percussion, saying, "You gotta have falsies to do this, and the nails have to be fake too." That quirky moment became part of the film's legacy. But the role didn't come easy. Dolly prepared like no one else. She memorized the entire script, every character's lines, because she thought that was just how movies were made. She also believed the scenes were filmed in order. When Tomlin and Fonda learned this, they laughed until they cried. Dolly wasn't just a novice. She was an eager student, soaking up everything and making everyone fall in love with her even more. And then came the moment that left Jane Fonda gobsmacked. Dolly's husband, Carl Dean, is known for being practically invisible. He's a man who treasures his privacy, rarely appears in public, and almost never accompanies Dolly to events. But during the filming of 9 to 5, he made one of his rare appearances on set. When he walked in, Jane Fonda immediately noticed him. She leaned over to Lily Tomlin and joked, "Look at that handsome man. I call him, he's mine." Neither of them had any idea who he was. A few minutes later, Dolly sauntered over, smiling as she introduced her husband to the ladies. "That's Carl," she said. "He's mine." Jane Fonda's jaw hit the floor. She was mortified and completely stunned. She had been flirting with Dolly Parton's husband without even knowing it. The story became legendary on set, a moment that showed Dolly's unassuming charm and her knack for surprises. Behind the scenes, the production wasn't all laughs. Director Colin Higgins had to balance comedy with commentary, and there were battles over tone. Fonda cut scenes she felt were too preachy, even when Higgins believed they worked. It was a tricky dance. Make people laugh, but don't forget the message. The result? A film that spoke volumes while keeping the audience entertained. When 9 to 5 premiered on December 19th, 1980, it became a cultural earthquake. Audiences flocked to theaters, critics praised its wit and performances, and it ultimately raked in over $104 million. It finished just behind The Empire Strikes Back for the year, proving that women-led comedies could dominate the box office. The legacy didn't stop there. The movie inspired a TV series that ran for 5 seasons, a Broadway musical starring Allison Janney, and countless homages in pop culture. The American Film Institute ranked it as one of the top 100 comedies of all time, and the Library of Congress selected it for preservation in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Dabney Coleman, who played the boss you love to hate, Franklin Hart Jr., was so good at being bad, people reportedly booed him in public after the film came out. He took it in stride, knowing he'd nailed the role. As for the trio at the heart of it all, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton became lifelong friends with a bond that extended far beyond the movie. They reunited for interviews, charity events, and even Netflix's Grace and Frankie, which starred Fonda and Tomlin, with Parton making a cameo. But if there's one story that encapsulates the spirit of 9 to 5, it's Dolly's unexpected reveal. In a film that turned the tables on power, shattered norms, and made millions laugh, she also delivered one of the most charming behind-the-scenes moments ever. A private man, a bold flirtation, and a hilarious reveal. Just another day at the office for Dolly Parton. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know about Dolly's ultra-private husband, Carl Dean, before this story? Or are you just as shocked as Jane Fonda was on set? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Golden Throwback Tales.